Our next speaker will be Didier here, Didier Coeurnelle, who is co-chair of the Healthy Life Extension Society, organizes many international conferences, sits on a number of boards, including Humanity Plus and the International Longevity Alliance. Didier, take it away.
Yes, this is a little bit an improvised speech because the idea first was to have people from all over the world speaking shortly about transhumanism, but it would be too long. We would need at least 1 hour. So I will say a few words about quite a few things that are organized in the world concerning longevity and concerning transhumanism. And the first one is sponsored by the French Transhumanist Association Technoproc, and this transhumanist image competition who starts officially today. So you can show the next slide, please. It will be with the first prize of $1,500 or euro, I don't know yet, and the second prize of $1,000. And the idea is to encourage people to have quite interesting, let's say, visual things to propose to promote transhumanism and to promote longevity. So that's about the transhumanist image competition. And to speak a little bit more about France, so this in France we have a big transhumanist organization, and just about 1 year ago we wrote a manifesto with green proposals, a Viridian manifesto about green and ecological proposals. And this is a work in progress. You know, transhumanists speak about green aspects, but probably not enough, and we want to do more. Another thing, so I'm going now country by country. First country by alphabetical order is Australia. So in Australia, there are many transhumanists English-speaking, of course, but there is also one French guy called Gaëtan Senel, and he has a website called The Flares, and this is probably the most popular website in the French-speaking world concerning all aspects around technological progress. It will be one of the, yes, it's going a little bit, Transhumanist, this is the website of the Association Française Transhumaniste. And then I don't know where is but it will go around the one of the flares. Then Belgium is my country. So we have there the HILS, Healthy Life Extension Society organization. Like you all probably know, Brussels is the seat of the European Union. So we try to have contacts with European actors, and it's not easy, but yeah, not totally impossible. Brazil, we spoke already about Brazil and about the beautiful work of Nicola, Nina, and others. In Bulgaria, there is Angel Markev, who is each year organizing a mostly online conference for all aspects related to transhumanism, and one of his goals is to work with students. He's working with many students, organizing activities, organizing games, and it's working quite well to have the transhumanism popularized. I go to Germany because Germany is there. So in Germany, there is a small transhumanist party, but there is also a big organization for longevity. It's called the Partei für Gesundheitsforschung, what means in English, Party for Health, for Research for Health. And since many years, they are candidates for the elections. The most active guy is Felix Wert, working day and night to collect signatures, to speak to the press, to be candidate, to collect money. And it's, well, it's not yet a beautiful score, but it's already almost 1% in some areas of the country. And there is also in Germany Michael Grave working with Aubrey de Grey and with others who is working on the field of longevity and who was organizing Undoing Aging. Probably some of you were there in Berlin just before the COVID-19. I hope it will start again in 2021 or 22. Now, Cameroon. Let's speak a little bit about Africa. So in Cameroon, Armand Ketcha is organizing in a little bit more than 1 month, the 15 and the 17 November, a big colloquium, only in French, sorry. For me, easy, but for you, probably most of you, not so easy. It's about a well-known writer in Cameroon. His name is Njo Mouel. Et le transhumanisme en Afrique. So it will be a 3 days event, and on the English-speaking world, English-speaking African world, especially one seat of the organization is in South Africa. There is the TAFFD. I always forget what it is precisely. Transdisciplinary Agora, sorry, I forgot the end of the name, but they are also organizing a conference in a few days. I think it's 5 November, but I'm trying to buy about also the future of Africa. 4 and 5 November, Transdisciplinary Agora for future discussions. Okay. Then there is a movement who is an let's say, beginning to exist in Greece, but not active enough to speak a lot about this. In Israel, probably some of you know about, well, Israel is probably one of the most transhumanist countries in the world for some aspects. And the most active guy, transhumanist and also longevist, is certainly Ilya Stambler. So Ilya Stambler, one of the sites is there, if you can find it. It's a site called Longevity, yeah, this one, thank you, longevityhistory.com. If you want to know something about the history of, of longevity, but also many times of transhumanism, this is the place to be. It's a big, big book. I think it's 500 pages with, in small characters with thousands of notas. If you want to know something about the history of longevity, it's there. And if you don't find it in the book, you send an email to Ilya, he will answer very fast. There's also another book about the more recent history of longevity, also freely online. So this is a great work of Ilya. Netherlands was the country where there was the first transvision, and I hope that there will be a next one in a few years. I don't know. Recently, there is no website at the moment, but I had no news from Netherlands country. I'm just a few miles from my home. But recently, I was invited 2 times for a transhumanist event on the Dutch-speaking part of my country and of Netherlands. So maybe there is something starting again. Nigeria, it's one of the most active countries for the longevity movement. And each year, during the month of October, there are many activities around longevity. And the first day of October is the International Day of Older Persons, and we call it, in the longevity movement, we call it the International Day of Longevity. And we organized an event based on one of the important questions, let's say the social aspects. This one is the activity who will happen in Cameroon about transhumanism in general. Okay. In Poland, there is also a quite active movement working essentially in Polish language. I don't have the website. I didn't put the website here, but they have each month one activity. In Romania, there is also an active longevity community, or only longevity community, with people like Anton Kulaga coming from Ukraine and with other people, and they are meeting and they are organizing events, and they are also real researchers, because people like Natasha is a real researcher. For me, I'm just, let's say, an activist. Okay, then we have Russia. Russia is probably the biggest country of the world outside of the US for all questions related to longevity. So they are really, really, really active. But actually, it's not something new. They were already active during the communist times. And there was even kind of a pre-transhumanist organization called the Cosmism before the communism regime. And they had already this idea that one day we should be able to make it possible for people to live forever, without time limitation, and even the idea to, let's say, resuscitate, is that English correct? All people who want. It was quite a movement in advance of his time. And by the way, just to say, the word transhumanism was probably invited in France, but they are in the years 30. Okay, Slovenia, Martin is here. I wanted to let him speak. It's too short for this time, but it's for coffee time. So in Slovenia is a small country, and there is one positive aspect. You can start new ideas sooner and faster than in bigger countries. There is a Slovenian Society for Vital Life Extension, so active mostly on longevity. And they organize already 2 big conferences on life extension, and they are preparing a project of measuring biological age of Slovenians to be really, let's say, active in concrete studies and concrete proposals. I will not speak about Spain because I think that you are more or less informed. I will not speak about UK for the same reason, not speak about USR, there are many transhumanist organizations there, the USTP, and there is, of course, the Humanity Plus, but there will be more information. I will speak one sentence about Switzerland, to say that in Switzerland there is no, there are a few transhumanist members of the Association Française Transhumaniste Technoproc, who is French-speaking, not Français only from France, but they also will have, normally at the end of the year already, one building for cryonics. So it will be the first cryonic place outside of the US and outside of Russia. So this is a very good news. Also, normally there are, quite good organized, and of course, Switzerland is supposed to be a very safe country and a cold country. So that's all what I wanted to say about some kind of a tour of the countries. I hope it was not too much mixed. So we received already about 10 presentations. I hope they will be online. And to give more information, and also to have people speaking and promoting transhumanism and longevity, each person in his or her language, national or native language. Thank you.